Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's do our chanting before we start our meditation. You can turn to page number 5 of our chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato
අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස.
The three refuges.
බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි.
Next page. 5 precepts.
පානාතිපාතා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි අදින්නාදානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි සුරාමේරය මජ්ජ පමාදත්තානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි.
On the opposite page, let's read the affirmative vows. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and a long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha.
ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විඤ්ඤාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං Buddho Bhagavati.
Homage to the Dhamma.
Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Epansiko Openaiko Panchatang Veditabbo Vinyuhiti.
Homage to the Sangha.
Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Samiji Patipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidang Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Pungala Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahuniyo Pahuniyo Dakkiniyo Anjali Karaniyo Anutterang Punyak Ketang Lokasansati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Next page. Offerings. Offering of light.
Ganesarappaditene Deepene tamadang sina Tiloka deepang sambuddhang Pujayami tamonudang.
Offering of incense.
Gandha sambharayuttene Dupenahang sugandhina Pujaye pujaniyang tang Puja bhajana muttamang.
Offering of flowers.
Vannegandhe gunopetang Etang kusuma santating Pujayami munindasse Siripade saroruhe Pujemi buddhang kusumena nene Punyena metena labhami mokkhaṃ Puppang milayati yatha idam mi Kayo tatayati vinasa bhavam.
Offering of water.
Adivasetu no bhante Paniyang parikampitang Anukampang upadaye Patiganhatu uttame.
Offering of drinks.
Adivasetu no bhante Gilane paccayang imang Anukampang upadaye Patiganhatu uttame.
worship of shrines.
Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbethani supatitthitang saririka dhatu mahabodhing Buddha rupang sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu. Next page. Wish of well-being.
Inche manchante namaste niyang namaste mano ratenate yang punyabhi sandang vipulang alatang tassanu bhavine hatante rayo.
Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind
He
is the forerunner of all experiences.
experiences.
Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with the pure mind, happiness follows like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent action towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like the linchpin in a moving cart. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities, as a smith removes the dross from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened, and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Welcome everyone for our Wednesday evening meditation. We are so glad that you decided to join us. And it is very important, particularly during these periods, that we get together and then give some food to our mind. This is the time that we really need such such a nourishment um, in order for us to move through this difficult period. We need spiritual nourishment, mental, psychological nourishment, and we need spiritual fellowship for that. So I'm so glad that all of you are here. Let us take this time and and purposely guide our mind to come to a most wholesome place that it can reach, and also develop our mindfulness, our awareness, that we can look into our own mind and body, and then we can use that skill in our daily life, not to get in caught with unnecessary thoughts, and to be very mindful of our speech, and then and help ourselves to move through our life without frictions, without troubles. So let us take this moment to rejoice. Rejoice that we have this opportunity. Although we are physically away from each other, we still manage to get together, and then sit together at the same time, supporting each other. So rejoice, rejoice this friendship, rejoice this fellowship that we are sitting together as a group. So with that, rejoice and make a determination that I will engage in this practice wholeheartedly. I will make use of this opportunity. I will make use of this guidance, and I will engage in a committed practice. With that determination, let us listen to this bell and help ourselves to bring our whole attention to this moment, to this body. And then after the bell, we will do our chant, Namo Buddhaya, also to help ourselves to gather our whole attention and to be here in this present moment. Throughout the bell and the chant, let us keep gathering our attention and establish ourselves in our body here and now. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Feel your body. Just be here in your body right now. Feel your legs where they touch. Feel how your knees are bent right now. And feel where your body meets the chair or cushion. Just feel those press muscles there. And feel the upper body. where you feel your clothes. Just acknowledge the posture of this body and fully be aware that I'm sitting here right now, nowhere else but here and now in the body. With this awareness of the body, let us take a moment to purposely relax this body. This is the best time that we can allow this body to rest, to move into a resting mode. We have been working hard or giving so much burden to this body, and this is the time to, to give this body a chance to rest and allow this body to go to a deep resting mode. Let us purposely relax this body. We can relax our facial muscles, paying attention to the whole area of the face, and release any tightness or any ripples in our forehead. Just moving those muscles, spreading those muscles, and dropping our eyebrows down. And further relaxing our facial muscles by simply dropping our jaw inside the mouth, a gentle drop, relaxing everything there. And then we invite a gentle smile to our face. Gentle smile and feel the relaxation of the muscles around the face. Let us continue to relax all the other muscles of the body. We relax our chest, our belly. Maybe we can incorporate our breath to relax those areas. We can lengthen our breath a little bit. Take a little slow, long in breath. And when we breathe out, let us open our chest a little bit and drop our shoulders a little bit further down, relaxing all the muscles there. We will take another slow, long breath. And when we release that breath, we will allow our belly area to relax. Take another long, deep in breath. When we breathe out, we will allow any tightness in any parts of the body to relax and release and loosen up. And take a moment to observe any tightness, any tension in any parts of the body. And take this moment to pay a close attention to that area and use your breath. Lengthening the breath, and when you're breathing out and paying attention to that area, and allow that area to open up, relax, and loosen up. Keep relaxing, releasing, dropping, and loosening the whole body. With this relaxed body, let us now bring our whole attention to our mind. We will let this body to rest. Simply rest with no tension. All the muscles are loosened up, relaxed. Letting this body to rest here. Let us bring our whole attention to our mind. Let us simply watch what is coming to our mind right now. Observing what are the thoughts, memories surfacing in the mind right now. Without developing any thought further, we will simply notice one after the other whatever thought or memory that is coming up. Various random thoughts keep coming up. Right now, let us simply notice them without attending to any of them. Let us remind ourselves these are simply thoughts, not necessarily real. These thoughts are either memories or impressions of what happened before, or they are projections or imaginations of what can happen in the future. Let us remind ourselves these are not real. Whatever happened has already happened. They are not happening right now anymore. Whatever yet to happen is still have time. At this moment, these thoughts are not real. They are simply the waves of the mind, simply ripples in the ocean, not real. Right now, let us purposely guide our mind to come into a most wholesome state. With this full awareness of the mind, we can gently guide our mind to come to one of the most wholesome place, loving kindness. Let us take this time to gradually guide our mind to cultivate this wholesome quality that will heal our body and mind and that will help so many other beings. Loving kindness is the willingness for everyone to be well. It is the friendliness towards all beings. It is the genuine wish of well being for all. We are capable of having this loving kindness. It is a capacity that we all have in the deep in our mind. Let us now allow this loving kindness to come to the surface of the mind. That willingness for everyone to be well, that friendliness, that genuine wish of well being. Let us now open our heart, widely open our heart, just like when we see a little baby. Just like when we are petting a puppy or kitten. Let us generate the same level of openness with no limitations. Let us generate this willingness, this readiness to help and care, loving kindness. Let us now cultivate this loving kindness. We have just ignited the loving kindness, that willingness, that friendliness. Let us now cultivate and make this loving kindness stronger and stronger by making more and more wishes of loving kindness to everyone. Let us start with ourselves. Let us start with this living being sitting right here. All living beings include this living being too. We will start with this person sitting here. Direct that whole loving kindness to yourself. Feel your presence here from the top of the head all the way to the down. And direct in that whole loving kindness, let us make a wish as genuinely as possible. May this person here be well. Be safe. Be healthy. Be peaceful. Continue. Continue to make all good wishes to yourself. Let us be generous. Let us be kind to ourselves. A deep sense of appreciation, acceptance, forgiveness, compassion. Let us wish for ourselves. If you have a special concern, make a special wish to yourself. Be well. Let us now take a moment to direct this loving kindness to all these organs in this body. This body has been helping us to live this human life for many, many years. Let us take a moment to direct this loving kindness to all these organs and all these systems of this body. May these lungs, which are helping us right now to breathe in and out, the health, the immunity of these lungs are so important right now. Let us genuinely direct this loving kindness with deep appreciation towards these lungs. May these lungs and whole respiratory system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this heart, cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digesting system, all the organs of this digesting system, which helps us to absorb the nutritions and sustain our body. May all the organs in this whole digesting system be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys that help us to release the toxins from the body, may both kidneys and whole genitourinary system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this nervous system, the central nervous system, the brain, and all the regions of the brain, the front, sides, and the back, be well, be healthy, be healed. May this whole body, from the top of the head all the way to the tips of the toes, may all these bones in this body and all these joints in this body be well, be healthy, be healed. Allow this loving kindness to travel to each and every corner of this body, letting it to heal each organ, each cell in this body. Let us now expand this loving kindness beyond ourselves to everyone else, directing this loving kindness with same level of intensity to everyone else. May all beloved people in our life, all our beloved family members, all our good friends, including our spiritual friends meditating with us right now, may all of them, may all these beloved people be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us radiate this loving kindness beyond these beloved people to everyone else. Let us direct this loving kindness to everyone living in this whole surrounding area. all people living in this immediate neighborhood. May all these people living in this whole surrounding area be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us keep expanding this loving kindness as wide as we can to include as many beings as we can to this wish. Let us keep expanding. Let us wish for all people, all beings living in every direction. Let us take a moment to wish for everyone living in each direction. May all people, all beings living in our front direction right now, all of them living from here all the way to the distant places in this direction. May all of them be well, be well, be well. May all people, all beings living in the direction of our right, whoever the people and all other living beings living in this direction right now, all of them living near and far, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people, all beings living in the direction of our back, every one of them living in this direction right now, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people, all beings living in the direction of our left, every one of them, living in this direction right now, near and far. Be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all living beings living in every direction, above, below, and all across, each and every living organism, without exception, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Loving kindness pervade into every direction, embracing all beings. Rejoice, rejoice this boundless loving kindness, embracing all living beings. Rejoice this wholesome state of the mind. Let us now experience relative calmness, stillness that we have developed through this loving kindness meditation. Let us now gently enhance this calmness, this stillness of the mind, by simply shifting our attention to our breath. We will closely watch the in-breath and the out-breath, how this breath is happening right now. feeling the breathe in breath as close as possible, and feeling the out breath as closely as possible, and resting our mind there. In this peaceful, calm moment, let us continue to rest with our breath. For next few minutes, nothing else to do, no hurry, nothing to worry, simply resting with the breath, bringing our attention back to the breath again and again. Dukkha patache nidukkha bhayapattache nibbhaya sukapattache nisukha hontu sabbepi panino. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of your meditation and gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Let us take this opportunity to feel grateful to all great teachers, enlightened masters in the past who passed this wisdom from generation to generation. Let us feel grateful to anyone who helped our meditation tonight. Let us feel grateful to anyone who tried not to disturb our meditation and supported our meditation tonight. Let us feel grateful to this device that helped us to connect to this meditation. And even to these non living things which helped our meditation, including this chair, the cushion, the bell, and everything. With deep gratitude towards all people and all things that made this meditation possible for us today, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Okay, it was nice. Adbante, it was peaceful, right? Yes, yeah, peaceful meditation. So we are glad that we have quite a number of people joining us today. Yeah, I really appreciate your time. So we don't feel alone, when we see a big number there. We don't feel alone. That's a way to accompany us, attending these sessions. Today, for our discussion, we have a special theme, right, Bante? Because yesterday um, in Sri Lanka, one of main chief prelates in Sri Lanka passed away, a um, monastic leader. As you know, in Sri Lanka, there are 3 monastic lineages, and so each lineage has a prelate, a chief prelate. Um, it's kind of father, right? Yeah, to all the monks. So the chief prelate of the lineage that I belong to passed away just yesterday. So these days we are, talking about him, and because he was almost 99 years old, he was 98 plus, years old, and we were actually, we are hoping that we will be able to, you know, be able to, celebrate his centenary, right, 100th, 100th birthday. But unfortunately, he passed away yesterday. And so I think he had a very exemplary life. So I thought that we will share his story with our um, devotees, and then we can learn a lot from his life. And of course, he was born in 1923, long time ago. um, but what is really interesting, there are a number of important qualities in the life of this monk that that we can learn a lot. One is that this monk, although he was very senior, very advanced in his age, and also advanced in his knowledge and in his virtues and qualities, but his style of leadership is very different, because he led the monastic community not by giving orders, but by giving an example. That's how he kind of led the whole monastic community. So this chief prelate was very easy to reach, very easy to talk to, and so he didn't show any kind of authoritative power, anything. He was very very friendly, very humble, and so the way he led everyone was that he had a very exemplary life in terms of his own conduct, and also the way he spoke with others, and also the way he interacted with others. So it's a different way of leading, right? Like living the life that uh, others want to follow. Yeah, others. Yeah. So others want to imitate, right? Yeah. So that's something that we can learn. And when we want to, I'm thinking, when we want to like instruct others, sometimes we like, we like some people, we like to instruct other people, like change other people's behavior. Of course, in our family environment, maybe in our working environment, we want other people to change. So most of the time, the way we do it, we will instruct, or maybe instruct is better, but most of the time we complain. not even not even instructing, like complain. But it's good to give suggestions, when we live with others, like and it's always better to focus on the good aspect, as we discussed last time, right? And whenever you see some good positive behavior of the other person, grab that opportunity to and appreciate that, and express and how good you felt about that, how you appreciate that, and then people will develop that qualities. So, but other than giving suggestions and appreciating good behavior, the best way would be like being an example to others. It is a very difficult way to like lead others, difficult way to like change others behavior. But if you continue to live by your principles, live by your like the way, I mean, if you want other person to be clean, and live your life in a clean way, keep everything clean in your own life, and try to live like that, and show how neat, how clean your works are, and how beneficial it is to you. And then by living, when you continue to follow this principle, the other people who are around you will observe that, and will pick those things from you, right? So that's the kind of leadership that this chief prelate, monastic leader, uh, had. So it's a very interesting way of so even though he's very senior, but and he he was very humble and down to earth and kind to everyone. Whoever met him, you know, would have a lasting impact of his compassion, because he, whenever he meet people, he give 100% attention to that person that is coming to meet him. Because I had my personal experience in 2014 when I was when I was doing my field work, for my research for my PhD, and I was visiting, observing different sites, and also I interviewed so many people and also the monks. So I interviewed this our chief prelate. So I had that chance, and so when I was interviewing him, definitely when I was talking to him, and he was like giving his 100% attention to me, and then and the one very very and other special quality that I saw in him, that whenever people come to meet him, he take extra care to give them a blessing. And when he give blessings, he usually want to touch. He first will hold our hand. Imagine that, as a person who is this, 90 years, 90 plus years old, this, senior monk want to hold your hand. Usually, we keep a distance, right? We pay respect and we keep the distance. But this monk want to hold your hand, and will say a chant for you, and then he will touch your head. That's so powerful, right? So he always want to give this kind of intimate kind of blessings to everyone. So I was so fortunate. I still remember that moment that he was like holding my hand and touching my head. That was such a blessed moment in my life. So he had that kind of care and compassion, and so many people come to see him, and he also had to travel to so many places. Uh, to some attend meetings, and also to make decisions, and also to grace events. And he never complained about any tiredness or any in business. He always want to help. And particularly he was very supportive of temples in rural areas. He travels many hours to help those monks in the rural areas. So he had such a compassion. And one other thing is that he's a prolific reader. He reads a lot. He reads a lot. He know how to find times to read, because of course of course he has his duties, and to like attend these meetings, and also attend the people who are coming to see him. But whenever he has free time, the what he does is to read. He doesn't have a phone like we have. He even doesn't have a computer like we have. And so he loved reading books. So whenever a new book is released on Buddhism, and also in any other new subjects, he likes to read them. So it's a prolific reader. One of my colleagues shared with me that he was invited to attend a ceremony in Singapore. So went there, and he stayed about 4 days there. And during that 4 days, and he found a book, is a Sinhalese translation of an English book in that temple. So within these 4 days, he had to travel to so many places and meet so many people. But even in this busy schedule, he find a time to read that book. And he told me within 4 days he finished that book, reading that book. So he was such a prolific reader. I think this is also, when I learned about this really impressed me, that how important is reading in our life, right? Because we become renewed when we read at least a new knowledge, and we refresh our knowledge, and we renew our knowledge. I think nowadays, because of our so many electronic equipments, gadgets, we have, sometimes we have lost our time to read important things. We read other people's posts. right? We read other people's gossips, Yeah, we read, but not really important things. I mean, of course, we can even read books on our phone, right? And nowadays we also have audio books, so we can even listen, right? So I think it's really important that we dedicate our we carefully dedicate our time, kind of not to kind of spend our time for useless things, because sometimes talking about an issue is never ending. You can learn about that person's opinion, other person's opinion, other person's opinions, and we simply talk, and then sometimes it's simply we are not using our time wisely. So when I read about that, in his habit of like reading books and finding time, even in a traveling, and even when you're traveling other countries, finding time to read books, so that's a good example, how we can use our time usefully.
Prepare the mind for that kind of purpose. One
Yeah, to have that kind of freedom in the mind, right?
yeah.
To read, yeah.
Whenever, wherever we go, so we like to see some interesting thing to find out something to work
Exciting,
on.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to read the book in that kind of
Yeah.
situation,
Situation. Yeah, that's true. And the other thing I found about this chief monk Bante is his memory power. He was 99 years, 98 plus years old when he passed away, but he has such a great memory. That really amazed me. He has a memory, definite memory of the books that he read, and he can even memorize stanzas, even at this age. But then even nowadays, for us to memorize a stanza, it takes a lot of effort, right? And this monk has such a great memory, and also memory of people. Like for me, I mean, so whenever he meet monks, exactly uh, the previous he can recall the previous meetings of this month. When I met him, I have met him few years ago, and then I have talked to him. He remembers exactly, when we met before. I mean, how many people he meet, right? But when he met me, he remembers when we met the last time, and he remembers my own master, and remembers where I'm from. And of course, I have a special relationship with this master because I will come to that later. Because when I was a young monk, he wrote me a letter. I will come to that later. I also saw that whenever other people come to meet him, he has such a sharp memory of that specific person. It's amazing, Bante, how you can maintain such a memory at this age. So he
so many people come to
visit
visit him.
him. Yeah, he remember your temple. He remember your master. He remember your previous meetings with him. So he has such a great memory. So I was thinking how he managed to maintain such a clarity of the mind, even at the age of 90 plus years old. Yes, and then one thing I thought maybe definitely his meditation, and it should have help. That's important lesson for us to learn, because nowadays, many people face this different kind of disease, like Alzheimer's, dementia. Sometimes these diseases are genetic, but even Bante, these are not like there are two types of genes. One are like dictative genes, like the skin color, the color of the hair, and our height. Those are dictative genes. You can't avoid that. You just but the genes that will give you certain traits, personality traits, and certain sicknesses are not dictative genes. You can alter them by your own conduct. Yeah. So I think that is one of the benefits of doing this meditation on regular basis. Like even when we have a genetic inheritance to have Alzheimer or dementia, by continuously practicing meditation, you can change your brain. You can change your genetic structure. So, however, this monk, this chief monk, he had such a great memory, and then and even he can recall the stanzas that he in the books that he read. Remember, Bante, we saw in the news. Bante and myself, we saw a news item. Uh, in 2016, there was a felicitation ceremony for another senior monk, and this chief prelate attended that ceremony, and that senior monk has written a book, and he has composed stanza in Sanskrit language. So this chief prelate attending that ceremony was able to recite the Sanskrit stanzas of the book composed by that senior monk. So by 2016 he should be like 95 years old, right? No, 90, 93 or 94 years old. So he was able to like memorize the stanzas even at that age. I think this is a good lesson for us to learn. So I think the meditation could have been definitely should be one reason. The other reason maybe Bante, maybe his lifestyle. His very simple lifestyle. And although he has many duties, he has to attend meetings, he has to make decisions on certain administrating the whole lineage and the temples. But I think he kind of trained his mind. When he attended those meetings, when he attended those issues, he was keen. But once he give a decision, he can let go of that and become a very simple monk who will walk to the shrine room, carrying the flower plates every morning and every evening by himself, and going to the shrine hall, and then venerating the Buddha. And so he can kind of become a very simple monk once he finished the meetings. So that simple lifestyle. And I don't know about his food. I'm not familiar what kind of food and I'm, of course, in temples people bring food. But I think his lifestyle, his he had a rhythmic lifestyle. He wake up at the same time, he meditated and chanted at the same time, and then he has other duties at other time, and he will exactly eat even lunch at the same time every day. He will not change that time. So evening routines are also the same. He will bathe exactly at the same time every day. So they have that kind of lifestyle. So that may have helped him too. Yeah. And also his ability to let go, because he has to solve so many issues. He had to give his opinions about the national issues in the country. He has to solve some of the monastic issues. But again, he's able to let go of all these things once he finish. That's an important ability. I think that's why he has such a great memory. We just saw another video. Someone met this chief prelate in October, no, November 9th, right, Bante? November 9th. So we just saw a video. Someone recorded him, meeting he's meeting other young monks on November 9th. And remember, Bante, how clearly he spoke to those young monks, and how clear was his mind. Just few days ago he passed away, right? And to pass away with such a mind of clarity is a blessing. Yeah. So other important quality is that Bante, his special care for young student monks. And whenever he see a young student monks, like maybe a teenage monk, maybe monk in early 20s, he has such a deep love and care for those monks. And usually he will go to them and will guide them, and dedicate your life to study, dedicate your life to protect and preserve this, the teachings of the Buddha. And usually it is strange, Bante, to tell a young monks to be ready to preserve the Buddha Sasana and preserve the dispensation of the Buddha. Usually we'll ask that such a thing from a senior monk, right? But whenever he meet young monks, he will say that you need to protect this, Buddhism. You need to be responsible to protect this asana. And usually you don't like exactly put that responsibility to young monks. But I think this chief prelate wanted to like plant seeds of responsibility
Yeah.
even among these young student monks. So that is why when I was a young student monks, I was this is like many decades ago, Bante, where I was just 20 years old, and I had my high ordination ceremony. And by that time, this chief prelate was not a chief prelate. He's not number one. He was not the chief prelate, but he was holding other higher positions. He's kind of registrar of the lineage. So in my high ordination ceremony, I composed a little booklet, and as a part of my high ordination, ritual, a ceremony, I presented my small booklet to the monastic monastic assembly right there. And so this chief prelate, and then the registrar of the lineage was there, and that's all I did. And then after ceremony was over, I came back to the temple. After about a week, I get a personal letter from this chief prelate, then the registrar of the lineage. I got a personal letter. I was so surprised. And he has read my booklet completely from the beginning to the end. He has pointed out me the grammatical mistakes I have made, and commented the good aspects of the book. And such he had such a close reading of the book, and then has written advice and encouragement for me to continue my monastic study, and also to be ready to take care of the Buddha Sasana, dispensation of the Buddha. So it was such, I was so touched to receive a letter from a high ranking monk at this age. So that is this chief prelate. He was so compassionate to young student monks. So I think it's so much to learn from this senior monk. And so it was such a great loss for us. Of course we can't expect more. He was already 99 years old, almost 99 years old. And today we can think about him, and then we can dedicate merits to him. Yeah. And your master also, Bante, lived. Your master also passed 100 years, right?
Yeah.
How many?
2 years.
He lived for 102 years.
1998, he passed away.
Yeah, lived for 102 years old. Yeah.
I think that this Manayaka there and these were together. They have some
Close relationships. Yeah. Those. Yeah.
And you were so fortunate to have some kind of association with this.
Yeah, senior monks. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so these lives of the monks are inspiring, and they help us to orient our lives. So let us continue to be inspired by these great characters, these great lives. So I hope that you will have some inspiration, some resolutions in your life and from this life story. So with that, let us now move to the other part of the program, and especially today we will take this time to share our merits with this great chief prelate, and his name was Most Venerable Napani Pemasiri Mahanayaka Thero. So let us think about him and share our merits with him. And today, by doing this practice together, and we have generated so much good karma, good merits, and let us share this good merits, our wholesome energy with him. Of course, he may not need our merits, but let us share with him and also with all others. In order to share this merits with him, let us recite these formulas. It's a little different from this, but we can repeat after us. So may this wholesome merits be shared by our beloved, our respected Chief Prelate, Most Venerable Napani Pemasiri Nayaka Mahathir. Idang me garuno hotu Sukita hontu no garu. Idang me garuno hotu Sukita hotu no garu. Idang me garuno hotu Sukita hontu no garu. Let us also share these merits with all of our departed relatives. Let us be grateful towards all of them. May they also share these merits. May they be well, happy, and peaceful wherever they may be. Idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Let us also share these merits with all other beings. If there's any being who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share these merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful wherever they may be. Ettavata che amhehi sambhatang punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana, purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be heedful. But is there a comment there? Oh, just a comment? Just a comment. Okay, let us, we will do a blessing chant now. And thank you very much for joining us. And we want to do a special, this blessing chant specifically for you. And we will chant the Loving Kindness Sutra given by the Buddha with great compassion for all living beings. And we will chant the same sutra for you right now, directing our loving kindness towards you, directing these wholesome vibrations towards you, and also wishing may you be blessed with the great compassion of the Buddha. So throughout our chanting, we will maintain this unbound loving kindness wholeheartedly, wishing you all good health, stronger immunity, peace, and happiness in your mind. You may also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with, your family members, your friends, people who are sick. You can recall all of them to your mind. And specifically today, we want to recall to our mind our beloved Kay, wishing her soon recovery, healing, and let us focus our mind on her and everyone else that you'd like to share these blessings with. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and be healed, and be peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya kusalena yantang sangtang padang abhisamit sakko ojo cha sojo cha suvacho cha samudhu anatimani santo sansako cha subharo Appakicho cha sallahu kavutti samsindriyo cha nipako cha appagabbo kulesu ananugindo na cha kodang samachare kinchena ving Pare upavadeyum sukino vakemino hontu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta ye kecipan bhutanti tasavatavara Anavasesadi ghavaye mahantava majjimaras kanukatula dittava eva addittaye chedure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhavesiva Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta na paro parang nikumbet nati mamnyet katanta chinang kanchi vyarosana patigha sanyanan Manyasans dukkhamicchaya matayathaniyang putn Sa eka putta manurakke evampi sabba bhutesu man sambhavaye aparimanang mittang ca sabba lokasmi man sambhavaye aparimanang uddham adocha tiriyang ca asambhadang avirang asapatang tittang carang nisingno sayano vayavatasya vighadamindo etam sating adittei Brahmametang viharang idamaho ditting ca anupagang masila dasansanina sampanno kami suviniya geda nahi jatu gambasaya Punariti etena satcha vajjena sotti te hotu sambada etena satcha vajjena Sambharogo vinasatu etena satcha vajjena hotu te jaya mangalam Sambhitiyo vivajjantu Sambharogo vinasatu mate bhavatantara Sukhi dīgāyuko bhava bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkan sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata Sambadhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sabbamang kantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu Let us spend a moment of reflection. Recall to your mind whatever kind deed that you were able to do during these past few days. Just scan your past few days and identify a moment that you were able to be kind to someone, helping someone, or sharing, or maybe giving your ear to someone, listening to someone's story or someone's pain, or even a simple act of kindness like feeding a bird. Let us rejoice. Let us rejoice these good kind deeds. These kind deeds show that we can overcome our defilements. On this day or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and glad to share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever help or kindness we receive from others. Scan your past few days and recall a moment that you receive kind concern or help from someone. Let us rejoice these kind, good deeds of others. On this day or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you everyone for joining us. It was wonderful to have you. Hope that you will continue to accompany us on other Wednesdays and sometime on Tuesdays also, like Bante. Yeah. And on Saturdays also, on Saturdays evening also we have blessing chant. Yeah. Okay, thank you again and wish you a very good peaceful night and very restful sleep tonight. I'm sure that you will have a deep, restful, healing sleep and wish you good health.